Hello and welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'll be your moderator, Brandon Jones, and joining me this week, Brad Ellis, panelist, Michael Huber, panelist, Daniel Bloodworth, co-moderator, boosted but not feeling well. So when he gets up tomorrow, he will be stronger than the average Bloodworth, but not feeling so good today.
Was he the first one to get boosted? I'm jealous.
I'm boosted?
Yeah.
You
boosted too?
I'm completely boosted, man.
You got boosted?
Yeah.
Well, you had JJ, though.
I did get the JJ. And
that
then
ain't real.
I got the Moderna boost. I evolved. I'm in my final form right now.
Because I got normal Moderna, but I need a boost.
I was going to get boosted, but then I got jury duty.
Yeah.
I could tell you didn't get boosted. I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
But I could tell.
I need the boost.
Making it all happen in the control room, Isla Hank.
Hi.
Thank you, Isla.
You're welcome.
Distinguished guests, we are here to wrap up this podcast as quickly as possible so we can begin our Thanksgiving break and
see Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City at 10:40.
Oh my goodness. We'll see.
Well, I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm not.
You have
tomorrow.
chance of making that.
We'll see if Huber can make that show.
It's 8:30 right now.
It's fine.
And how long it'll take us to get through some of the biggest headlines in the world of video games that happened in the last 4 days, because it's not been long since we did a podcast. But before we do that, we got to answer for all the mistakes and things we want to cover from next week. Isla, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
We talked about the GTA trilogy. We made fun of it here, but we basically rehashed all of the Syndrome stuff.
Yeah.
The hours after that podcast ended, they re-released the old versions. They gave everybody them for free if you bought Definitive Edition. All that happened.
I think that's
not
PC
a correction.
only, though.
It just happened after.
PC versions.
Just the PC?
Yeah.
I believe so.
That's what I read too.
He's like, nice, but you got screwed.
Yeah, what the heck? I want PS5, Rockstar. Help me out.
I mean, I do have that. I mean, I do own them on my
But I could
Sony
be wrong,
account. I do
but-
like little games. Good to know that people
Prepare
can still
for
get them.
corrections.
And before you go correcting this week's episode, we're recording on a Tuesday. So if you're listening to this, if you're like, oh, I just always check in on Sunday, it's been a while since we recorded this episode. So all that awesome stuff, or hopefully nothing because everybody's on break. We talked about the GTA trilogy. I think I might have said those GTA games on PS2. Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories were also on PlayStation 2, of course.
But they came later.
But they were the PSP originally.
Yeah,
they're not considered in the trilogy.
Yeah, they're
just
not.
kind of, they're fun little side stories. But yes, of course, I played the hell out of those. I love those. Actually, not a big fan
Liberty
of the Vice
City
City Stories protagonist.
Liberty City Stories, though, is canon.
I mean,
They're both.
canon.
I mean, they're both great.
canon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
when I talked to, we were primarily talking about those games.
Reused assets?
A little bit.
Professor Oak was a trainer when he was younger. He did a lot of journeying. He was potentially up to replace Indiana Jones. Didn't make
I was just looking at this lore.
Indy is Joel. Joel's been cast as Indiana Jones, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I forgot.
The fourth anime movie, Fourth, showed what he was like as a kid trainer. You get to see Oak going out into the world. And not necessarily correction, but we were talking about the value of Game Pass. You get that 20% discount if you want to buy the game
Incredible
forever.
value.
It's an incredible value.
value.
And corrections music, please. Incredible value.
Wait, is that on first party only, though?
I don't recall if there's that limitation. I don't believe so.
Correction next week.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm throwing two at you now.
That's a December correction.
Boom, boom.
Well, we don't have Blood here. He's organizing all of our starring role stuff. He's our communique between us and Hollywood. I tell him who these video game. He's been talking to lots of video game casting agents recently, filling in these roles from Hollywood. Ever since he started this, just one movie after another, all my favorite films are being changed drastically. Some for the better, some not. From Adam Fay, Daniel Day-Lewis has been swamped with orders for his side hustle as a cobbler, so he's now sadly unavailable to play Daniel Plainview in There Will Be Blood. His potential replacements are all video game characters. G-Man from Half-Life. Andrew Ryan from BioShock.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's very fitting.
And Baldur from God of War. The
I think
2018
Andrew
God of
Reiner,
War.
I think
Yeah.
Andrew Ryan.
Yeah, for sure.
Ryan, yeah, not Reiner.
Oh, cool.
Andrew Ryan.
Ryan,
wow.
Andrew Ryan.
Just like,
Got Isle on that one, too.
you know, all business,
Yeah.
making money.
I could hear him screaming, "I drink your milkshake," like, for sure.
But I can also hear just G-Man, I drink your milkshake. Could be good. From Austin Brackeen. Brad, there was a fire on the set of The Empire Strikes Back.
No.
Luckily, actors, crew, sets, props, everyone's fine. Yoda did not make it.
No!
Yoda went up in flames.
Help me.
Yoda's dead, dude?
Which of these characters will step in to train Luke in the ways of the Force?
Okay.
Cranky Kong,
Oh.
Peppy Hare,
Oh.
or Master Ericus?
Oh.
It's kind of training,
Man,
training
Master-
himself in a way.
Okay, I'm leaning towards Peppy because he's more Muppet-esque in nature as a weird talking rabbit.
You could call in support.
And he is an old vet.
When they need to get the X-Wing out, the other ships could come in formation.
I feel like he'd be a little more goofy, I guess. Master Ericus there? I can't see Master Ericus living in that hut. I could see Peppy living in that hut.
All right.
What was the first one again?
Cranky. Cranky's like, people love bringing up Cranky for starring role.
Cranky is like perfect for the backpack scene, like doing the flip with him in his backpack. Shit, this is tough, man. I think it's one of those two, though. The first two.
What do you think? Huber, you might be the deciding vote, or Isla.
Does anyone need a refresh?
I'd love to see Cranky.
Who Master Ericus is, though.
I'd love to see Cranky Kong's like headshot.
It'd be weird if Mark Hamill was talking to himself as Master Ericus.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay, there we go.
That throws me off.
That's super true. Yeah. Great point, Huber.
Yeah. Him jumping with Peppy.
Yeah. I think Peppy is pretty hype.
Luke, do a flip. Yeah, it's Peppy. Yeah. It's Peppy. Do a barrel roll, Luke. All right. Go into that tree. Face
bring your weapons.
Face your darkness, Luke. Go in that tree. Yeah, it's Peppy, dude. It's Peppy, dude. Becoming more like your father, Luke. In a bad way. Yeah, it's Peppy. We just had to get there. We had to play it out.
Woo! Really good. So yeah, it has just been a couple days since we recorded this podcast, so obviously not a ton of headlines. Mm-hmm. We can talk about Kojima. He's starting a studio in LA. We're going to talk about him in a second.
Let's go visit him.
There's a Sony thing I want to talk about, an Xbox thing I want to talk about, and I love making fun of the Amico. But before we jump in, Blood had this idea, and I think it's fun because if I can manage to survive another month, I will have moderated this podcast for a full calendar year.
Wow.
So this will be my first January to
congrats.
December. So Blood had this idea, and he's like, well, you just go back through your notes. And I'm like, I could totally do that. So you can actually check the group stream. You can see me going back through these notes. Nice. And I have the contenders for what could potentially be the top 10 turkeys of 2021. Ooh. So we've never done this at Easy Allies.
I love this.
We never did this at Game Trailers. Shout out to Shane Satterfield, who does this every single year for Sifted. Shane loves the Thanksgiving turkey video. So you go to sifted.net, check out the top 10 turkeys on Thanksgiving.
Nice.
It was only because I had these notes, and I'm going back through and just looking at the year like, turkey. So we don't necessarily have to rank these at 10. I just want to know which out of these, me going through my personal notes of the things we've discussed in this podcast for 11 months now, of what really stood out to you as major, major gaffes. I mean, we can open with just Activision Blizzard. Are they number one for the entire year?
That's the big turkey that I can think of
number one
off the top of my head.
Like of the 2000s.
Because you can just say Activision Blizzard. Keep in mind, they also, Toys for Bob is now, the Skylanders people, now they're just working on COD. Just like not, everyone in that studio is just COD. Yeah. Vicarious Visions just gone, So there's a lot of bummer things they did outside of, learning all this stuff about Bobby.
Well, at least Vicarious Visions isn't working on Call of Duty yet.
Right. Okay, there we go. We have our number one.
Yeah, I'd say that's number one.
Yeah.
X Defiant? Can we get this salty at a game that hasn't even come out yet?
It's
Yes, it's like the Battle Royale thing, right?
That is so irrelevant, it doesn't need to be in the top 10.
It feels weird because it hasn't come out
irrelevant.
yet. Yeah,
that bird is not baked.
No.
It's doing more damage to itself than we could do on a podcast?
Yeah. Next.
Okay. Rockstar Games and Take-Two Interactive, just at least in the last couple weeks. It's salty, but how is it compared to the whole year?
This seems like a good bottom of the list, like a number 10 or a 9.
Okay.
Because Jones and I are having fun with GTA. So.
You know what it's the equivalent of? It's like you guys eating a fucking burnt turkey. And just being like, I still
It's really dry.
Yeah. It's kind of,
I've got like gravy, so some of the bites are good.
Chicken and gravy.
Yeah.
Eating what you already ordered is really good, Brad. The analogy I made on Syndrome was that I flew to Paris and my hotel screwed me, but I'm in Paris.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm here. I guess.
When I come back, my friends are going to say, how's Paris? And I'll be like, it sucked. Well, Paris is beautiful, but I have lots of stories to say. Battlefield 2042, one of the worst reviewed games in the history of Steam.
I've already
really low on the tier.
Yeah,
I'd say.
All of the main problems, DICE has already laid out changes for. Like the core specialist still has work to do, but they've already said, 3 patches before the year's over. So
if they stick to the plan, yeah.
If they stick to the plan, the launch. is a huge botch. I mean, they lost a lot of goodwill. A lot of people don't have the patience to stick around, or people that weren't or that were gonna try it maybe just now aren't at all. Like, oh, you missed your shot. So it's tough because a lot of these things are going to be ironed out. I feel like in the immediate, but they definitely lost their shot at taking out.
This could have been a big year for them.
Yeah,
but I have more faith in them like making the game better, unlike the GTA Definitive Edition. Like I can totally see like nothing happening to that.
Yeah. It's tough. I'm torn on this one. It's divisive.
With Portal, you take your time and come back after a couple months, and like I bet there's a lot of really cool stuff in there.
Yeah. I'd say we put it in the lower part of the list for now.
I do think there has been a lot of damage to the brand with this release. So even if they fix things like rapidly, like if this game is great in a month, I still think a lot of people are going to be hesitant.
A month could be an eternity in video games.
Exactly, yeah. People are moving on and looking elsewhere, yeah. And Halo's
it's not
free.
the first time this is having a Battlefield.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. It's a pretty big blow.
Amazon Game Studios.
Well, New World
just in
came
general,
out,
and it was
New
huge.
World did come out.
It was huge for
they shut down their internal studio.
It was kind of a mess. But
they stopped the Lord of the Rings MMO.
I'm so mad about that.
It's just right before New World, we were like,
yeah,
come on, Amazon. Like you gotta have a win.
I mean, they had a game came out. It seemed like it sold well. I don't know how the player retention is.
It's doing still pretty well. I actually read a story like a couple days ago. They just added some new thing to the end game grind that pissed people off because it's more grindy.
It made it more difficult, yeah.
But the numbers are still strong. People are still playing.
They didn't put it in the patch notes. I think that's what the big thing was.
My girlfriend still plays this game every
sniff
day.
it out.
There it is.
So
I think they did their job with that.
We have more than 10 here, so we don't have to be desperate.
Yeah.
Especially when we have Blue Box Studios and Abandoned.
Blue Box.
That is upper. That is upper.
That is a big old mistake.
That's
so many mistakes.
That's another one I'm so like weird about because it was like everyone else was blowing it out of proportion, but they were also
they did not help themselves.
They did not help themselves.
Like talk about something I was interested in, then I literally do not care anything until they actually have something. I'm not taking any more of that bait.
Yeah.
Right.
I took the bait, downloaded the app on the PS5 to watch the trailer on my PS5 in engine, and it was a boot. It was a 2-second boot going by. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
What?
You like that boot though?
What?
Like you can't do that unless you're like 4 people in the industry and you got to deliver.
Yeah. Some boot.
And it's like they just fucked off.
It was a good look
because it was the blowback was so intense.
Yeah.
Just the Avengers in general. Spider-Man. Okay. Remember when that boss fight leaked everyone's IP address? Remember it was just flashing IP addresses?
And then they alienated.
And Spider-Man having no missions. And
they alienated the only people that care about their game by adding microtransactions, and they took a month or so to even comment on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But they had Black Panther, right? Which
War for Wakanda was solid. Cool. Yeah. It was solid.
But that was it.
And then now, very soon, this week actually, is the Claw Raid and a ton of endgame redesigns. Earning loot, this next step is another. They've had so many of these moments. Right. It's another critical moment.
I would say Jones, they had a better year this year than last year. It seems like.
Sure. Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah.
Probably because their goodwill went down so low.
Remember GameStop stock?
Yes,
I do remember this.
I don't know if it's something we can be mad at though. I mean, it was
it's just like some weird meme.
Nobody really looked bad. It just kind of wasted your time if you didn't care about it.
Yeah.
I was curious if that felt too. Isla, did that resonate with you at all?
I mean, not really. I just think it was kind of funny because it just shows how fragile the market is. And it's all based on emotion and can be manipulated.
True. Ghost Recon Frontline?
Irrelevant.
What is it? I don't even remember what this is.
It's a new Ghost Recon that came out and then I think either had a really bad beta or they came out and then were like, never mind, wait, sorry, everyone hates this. We'll come back later. See you next year.
Dude,
and they delayed it to next year. Yeah.
So
Ubisoft's
move.
major,
right move.
Made X-Defiant look
make
good.
That thing go away.
Chris Pratt as Mario? Are we how are we feeling about that still?
I mean, they're all weird.
I don't like it, but I don't
they're all
think it's like top
I
10.
see why they got all these Hollywood people for this
Yeah.
movie. I get it.
Yeah.
It's weird to me, but it's gonna be weird hearing Mario and not talking Mario. But at the same time, would I want a whole movie of Mario talking like that? Hey, everybody! Like for like 90 minutes? I don't know. But I don't know.
What about the Mortal Kombat movie?
Disappointing.
I did not like this movie.
Disappointing.
At all. I don't think it was damaging.
No, it's not
was it?
damaging.
Because they tried to, it's rated R. They tried to
They
be
tried. They
violent. Like they tried.
Look, it was a step up from Armageddon or Apocalypse, whatever the hell it was called.
Armageddon.
Yeah, that movie was terrible.
But it was a downgrade from Legacy, which was the YouTube.
Right.
Yes.
Which is amazing. I really like
Yeah,
it. Not amazing,
true.
but I really like it.
But it was entertaining. So, but yeah, this was disappointing.
Shout out, probably not worthy of the list, but shout out to Dave Jackson, who announced on Facebook that he was casting Grand Theft Auto 6. Still, haven't really found out more information about that or more of that fallout, or if he was if that was a stunt on his behalf, or if it was
poor fools.
a legitimate mistake. I wanted to put on the list any live event that thought they could do it in 2021. Like BlizzCon's a great example. You know, just like
they were going to be digital, I think, though.
anybody that, but a lot of that stuff still got canceled.
Oh, I mean,
was
they
just
got
so-
canceled
It
because
was so funny, right? Well, but they did. They were like,
They had digital
we have to
last year,
reorganize.
but yeah.
There was just a lot of in-person
Yeah,
things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Stadia in general, they shut. I said Google did this. Google shut down the Lord of the Rings MMO. Stadia is the one that shut down their internal studio.
That's big.
That hurts.
And numerous high-profile departures. So Stadia is just like
Stadia-
Amazon's one thing, but
Yeah.
Google Stadia is not.
In 2021 was stabbed in the belly, and now it's bleeding out.
Oh, man.
Straight up, it's hunched in a corner, bleeding, and no one is around
I
to
feel
help.
like the beginning of this year it got stabbed.
Yeah.
Because last year it's like, we have Cyberpunk, and it like kind of works on it. Like,
Yeah.
all right. So they're like, okay, something.
Yeah.
2021 just.
Nothing.
When Stadia came out, didn't they actually say like, we're not going to do that Google thing and just like drop it? But like they clearly are going to. Like I don't know.
I guess they tried. You know.
Yeah.
Epic v. Apple v. Google v. Who cares anymore?
Dude. Not interesting to me.
Yeah,
Well, kind of interesting, but I'm not going to dig into this really on my own.
Yeah.
I think it's a fascinating story, but there's so much to it.
Yeah, and like who gets hurt? I guess the people that want to play Fortnite on their phone.
It
Is
actually,
there really-
sadly, is kind of
Yeah.
gonna work out. At the end of the day, it's like, yeah, that actually is nice to establish that and to. And of course, Tim Sweeney's like, it's weird. Sweeney's in a place where he gets to complain about it and congratulate himself at the same time.
Yeah.
I think it was entertaining, Jones, just these two companies fighting.
Sure.
Yeah.
But like heavyweight fight.
Yeah, heavyweight fight. Yeah, definitely.
Bandai Namco made their logo worse for no reason at all.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
the
know why
heck?
they did that. That was
What are you
weird.
doing? What are you doing?
That was change for the sake of change.
What was the subtitle? Like fun for today or some weird thing? Let me
For
look that up.
today?
Fun for today.
Just today, not tomorrow, not yesterday. Today you're having
Fun for all into the future. That's what it was.
Yeah.
is super
Tomorrow is forever.
That
all
sounds
ours.
like-
Facebook shit.
Yeah, or like some crypto slogan.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I love the old logo. Why?
thumbs down and a turkey award to anybody that left their studio this year over abuse allegations. Fulbright, the director of Witcher 3, like, yeah, some high-profile departures there. Dr. Mario World, which launched in July of 2019, was shut down on November 1st.
Wow.
2 years, Dr. Mario World.
Shut down.
How about Reverse, Huber?
Reverse.
Can we put Reverse on this list?
Yo, I think because they quietly just like have ignored it though, that's actually helped because I feel like if it came out, it would have done more damage.
Look, they were like
to Resident Evil.
They essentially were like, please forget about this.
Yeah, they
and
want us to
everyone
forget.
did.
Yeah.
Or everyone accepted it and willed
Yeah.
it to be deleted.
What they should do now, because they promised you
Content is do more content for RE3
RE3,
remake.
they should do it. They should do it because that's what everyone wants. That's what everyone's complained about.
Yep.
You know, and
Here's
now
your
that-
clock tower. Here's
Yeah.
your park.
Now that because Reverse was supposed to be free for everyone who bought
Right.
Remake 3. So if you're not going to give us that, give us
Yeah.
something else.
You lied to us.
Yeah,
You lied.
liars.
This, I
Please
can
don't
understand
keep
this
working on
not being relevant to us because it's not something we were like super hungry to play, but it was something that we all did experience together. And Magic Legends made it like days This was they were ramping up to this, and then it like gone like
Poor game.
wasn't them like, okay, we're gonna rethink this or whatever. We're like, no, this entire thing isn't working based on launch. Again, it's not like haha, but I mean that's
a failure.
I think that should be on the list.
That's a failure. That is a full-on failure for a huge property. Magic.
Quote, our vision missed the mark.
Yikes.
6 months. They were open for 6 months.
Damn,
that's brutal.
PlayStation is hungry to shut down the PlayStation 3 and Vita. They tried, and then later we're like, no, we'll do it later. We'll wait. Yeah. Is that just businesses?
Annoying business, but yeah.
What about that Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake y'all forgot about? What about that?
Dude, that was them putting the turkey back in the oven.
Yeah,
it's kind of a good bit, you know.
Yeah,
it's like
they brought it out. They're bringing it out. It looked really undercooked.
It was
like,
raw.
I don't want to eat that. I'll get sick.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, let's put it back in there for a little bit.
Raw meat.
But I don't know if it'll come out much better.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just like. Sometimes stuff like announcements come out and stuff gets delayed because we're like, okay, that didn't look good. Like Craig did not look good. And now like Halo Infinite can make fun of it now, but a lot of times they'll say, oh, well, you know, there are internal problems with the company or, you know, just right now is not the bad time. They won't specifically say it looks bad. We need to go back to this. Mm-hmm. So like that was an interesting bit of honesty. It was interesting. Babylon's Fall did the same thing where they were like, people are saying this is too washed out. We have to make it look different.
Okay.
Well. I feel like that's the new meta is showing your game poorly because then expectations are so much lower. Well, everyone's just pumped.
I mean, that's a strange lesson for this entire gen.
Yeah.
Is this weird
like show bad.
Like some games think they can get away with it and some really do. You know, like really come out in a weird state and then kind of correct it and then they're fine.
Can you imagine that? We're going to go out there, we're going to debut the scheme and lower expectations.
Lower those expectations.
So no one cares.
Halo, everyone is just like, oh, it's good now. Cool. Yeah. Like, okay.
Yeah. It's like...
Now everyone is like in their corner. Like, you can do it, Halo. Yeah. Instead of like these high stakes, like, you better be good.
Yeah.
Now they're the underdog and they're the biggest budget possible. It's freaking Halo.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I feel like with Call of Duty and Halo and Battlefield, I'm watching like the end of a football movie and everything's in slow-mo and like Halo like gets the ball.
Yeah,
and they're just like 10 yards away from the end zone and Infinite's like, I didn't think like go.
Oh my god, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything else is kind of like that. I don't know if we can make 10. I did fit in 10. Some of these were a little lukewarm on, but Valve gave up on Artifact, which was probably a smart call.
That was the right call.
Anthem Next was canceled, probably a smart call.
Smart.
And this
save your money.
This isn't that public, but I do want to give a shout out because I hope somebody writes a book on this because it sounds like it's been really frustrating for the team. But the Sinking City team, Frogwares, and their publisher Nacon have been just this constant battle. And I think didn't Frogwares do the Sherlock, right? The new one.
Yeah.
They're a very like kind of sim based team. They make a lot of really like interesting, old timey-esque worlds. Mm-hmm. And they just got the worst deal ever with this publisher, and it's just something that they've had to deal with. But it's just not that. It gets the developments of it are so small that you don't get that one big shocking, update. So
did you mention? Did I miss it? The Gearbox conference.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that was.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
That's pretty bad.
That was really bad. That made me like
top 10 dumbest.
I'll put it
things.
number 7. There we go.
Yeah.
That made me actively not want to go to the Borderlands movie. Like, not even out of curiosity. Like,
because you're going to think about him.
I will try my best to avoid it now.
You know he's going to be in that movie,
Yeah,
right?
he will be.
He's for sure going to show up.
Of course he's going to be
He'll be like a shopkeeper covered in, like, garbage or something.
It'll be like Peter Jackson in the pirate in Return of the King. Yeah. Spider-Man and the Avengers, Rockstar Games, Take-Two Interactive with GTA, Battlefield 2042, the Gearbox press conference, Reverse, Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, Magic Legends, Stadia, take your pick, Blue Box at number 2.
That's actually a good list.
And Bobby Kotick and Activision Blizzard doing everything they possibly could to have the worst possible year
for them.
Beyond more than the worst year, like irreparable.
Permanent damage.
Irredeemable damage.
It'll be wild to see what kind of year they have in 2022.
Yeah.
But now we can look to the future. We can dream. You know who likes to dream?
Huber?
Hideo Kojima and Michael Huber.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Hideo Kojima. Michael Huber likes to dream about Hideo Kojima.
That's true.
Yeah. What is he up to right now?
What is he up to? I'll tell you what he's up to. He is building a studio in Los Angeles that will produce, quote, television, music, and film.
His dream.
Music!
I want to hear
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima's prog rock album. Oh my god!
Like, I wonder if it's going to be Nine Inch Nails, where it's just Kojima. Like, he went into a hotel room and came out 6 days later, and this is what he gave us. Or if it's like,
I feel like it's going to be John
people.
Carpenter-esque.
Yeah, people who've never
Yeah,
written music are
probably.
coming on to do.
He's
like,
gonna get John Carpenter involved.
Yes,
He
yes.
loves people.
Yes.
So
So
he's
yeah,
gonna do something with Guillermo, like a film project or
That'd
something?
be really cool.
Guillermo
and
will
highly
narrate
likely,
the album.
I mean, they have their crew now, like the Death Stranding crew, Mads
Yeah.
and Norman and Guillermo and him. Like, they can do anything, and
They're
they're
all
all
buds.
willing, and they want to. The way they talk about each other is
Yeah.
like so much love and trust. I could see some really exciting things
Good,
happening, especially Death Stranding, like a Death Stranding
Yo.
live action stuff to
Yeah.
enhance that world.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, that was going to be my question. Is like, do you? I guess it's two questions. One, do you think, and do you want?
I
Like,
would
is-
love. I think Death Stranding is perfect for supplementary
Sure.
material. For
It basically already is a TV show.
Yeah, like you can
Yeah.
make
It's already cast. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
you make if you do Death Stranding 2, you make a live action thing in between the two games or something.
exactly. Yeah.
Some
or like
sort of bridge.
Yeah, or prequel stuff.
Like
Yeah,
a
back
main
stories.
Yeah, something.
Do you think there's the risk of Kojima potentially getting stuck, like right out of the gate with his new studio? Like, this is his IP now. Now this is his new Metal Gear, and like, oh, we might not see a new IP out of the studio.
Maybe.
Or is it too much
He's
to
a
ask?
pretty creative man, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get that creativity out in other avenues now, though.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what I
saw it.
want?
Did you see his newest? Go ahead, Isla.
Well, I was gonna say, Huber, you'll like this. I hope that this film company lets Guillermo make Mountains of Madness.
Yeah,
You
Oh.
know,
that'd be sick.
because like they would do it.
Yeah.
Mads, dude, as like the main dude in that. Oh, it'd be sick.
Could we see some kind of
In the Mountains of Madsness?
cross,
Mountains of Madness.
some kind of like gameplay television show fusion, like
Oh,
taking
for
that a
sure.
step further?
Quantum Break sequel.
Right.
Like, because that's just so.
I would much rather have something in the world of Death Stranding than just do the game in a movie.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
too.
Because there's like the Bandersnatch style choose your own adventure live action, and then there's the Quantum Break, which is just like, okay, just watch this movie now.
Yeah.
Some
I mean, you could do.
kind of merging of the two mediums somehow. I don't know what that looks like, but I bet
anyone's
Kojima.
thinking about it, it's him.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've read Mountains of Madness, but if memory serves, there's some kind of like finding a journal element or something. So like they could make a PT-esque game
Yeah.
where it's you're going into the mountains or whatever, and then the movie could be the people after that. Like, so you play the prequel to
You
the
play
movie.
yeah, something like that.
It'd be sick.
So fun. So fun.
And of course, they'll announce some movie, and we're like, oh, I thought it'd be a Death Stranding thing. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then 8 months later, like, it is. Oh, it got me.
Yeah.
And it's Death Stranding.
Probably nothing Metal Gear related whatsoever, right? Konami, Metal
Probably
Gear.
not. I don't think he's doing
Yeah.
Metal Gear.
Yeah.
I
Like fully
dare.
done.
I dare not
to bring
dream
it up.
they would do a Silent Hill show or something. That would be. Too
I feel like
crazy.
Silent Hill would be
Wow.
more likely than Metal Gear, honestly.
Huber, do you remember, speaking of Metal Gear, you remember where Metal Gear Online was developed? Metal Gear Online. The online portion of Metal Gear Solid 5. The unfinished game.
Was
I think
it
I remember.
in Los Angeles or something?
It was
Yeah.
in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I remember it was like
In a
Western.
ill-fated Kojima studio in LA set up by Konami. So I don't know if you know this. Hideo Kojima and Konami, bit of a falling out.
Bad vibes.
Didn't necessarily work. Lots of digging. Keeley has yet to do.
Bad blood.
Lots of documentaries that have yet to come out over what really happened in the
Please.
last couple years.
Oh, he knows. He
we
can't
need some
say.
inside studio.
But this
No
LA
clip, get
studio was part of it. So go back in time with me just to get into Kojima's mind of coming back to LA and setting this up, okay? 2015. Studio head Tom Sakine launches a studio, and he says, quote, they want to, quote, create the highest quality interactive entertainment while, quote, touching people's emotions. Our mission is to become the top studio in the world.
Wow.
Or one of the best. And their first project was Metal Gear Online. There were a lot of rumors that there was crazy high security, that they had to like have eye scanners. This was like across Konami. that like a lot of American devs, a lot of devs outside of Japan were being mistreated, and like apparently everyone that had worked at the studio now was like, yeah, we were joking about it at the time. We don't know what anybody was talking about. But there's a lot of people had eyes on this studio.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Online was their
They were
first
being
project.
Scanned.
Allegedly, a new Silent Hill, Bomberman, Contra, and several wacky Metal Gear games were all pitched at the studio during with I think it was like less than a year that they were actually all finally together. They had a multiplayer Metal Gear game where you were all outside of Psycho Mantis's head, so like that could explain all the different characters in his mind all fighting each other and stuff. They had a parkour Solid Snake prequel story of like him as a kid, like learning his abilities and stuff.
What the hell?
And they also said that one of the benefits of LA is, say you're at Naughty Dog and you just wrapped up Last of Us Part 2 and you're like, I'm looking to do something else. Oh, I'll go work for Kojima. And he's like to gobble up all of this LA talent.
Gotcha.
And then it didn't work out, and then and then they had to shut down later. And so it's interesting, Riley Russell, former PlayStation executive, leader of the new business team at Kojima, was at PlayStation for 28 years. Said for this studio, quote, the new division will be tasked with working with creative and talented professionals in television, music, and film, as well as the more familiar games industry. So they're going to be working on games and stuff here too.
Nice.
Got to be weird coming back to LA and starting a studio.
I am way more confident in this. Konami has had a not the best track record of the last 10 years, and that to me screams of just like, what can we do? Throw it all out there, no focus, like Bomberman, Metal Gear, all this. Whereas Kojima, like Death Stranding, new IP, maybe Silent Hill, seems like it could be way more focused on the future. I don't know.
Yeah. Deals getting inked. Game Awards.
Yeah.
Days away.
He'll be there.
Well, yeah, if Kojima's involved, just having his name on something adds a lot of cachet.
Yeah, I trust him more than Konami, for sure. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm pretty hyped on that.
I'm excited for him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably so happy.
Yeah.
Well, but it's fascinating to me, the idea of creating another studio, especially after just this one game. It's like, again, are we going to franchise Death Stranding or what? Like, what on earth is he up to? And this is not speculating about Kojima as a thing. I love just some weird interview he's in. All he's got to do is say one weird thing, and it's like, let's talk about it.
Yeah. He tweeted the other day he was like working on a game during the pandemic, but like the themes were too depressing because there was like
it was Death Stranding
viruses and stuff. So he's like, yeah, I've had to just scrap it all and change it. Like,
didn't he like start talking about 9/11 or something?
That was like another separate
thing.
recently.
This guy interviews, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Every one of those is a roller coaster ride. And speaking of, if you want to hear more words from the man, he wrote a book in 2019 called The Creative Gene. And we got a new translation that came out last month. So cool. A lot of people are checking that book out for the first time. One of the quotes, he said, I, quote, intend on continuing as I am now, even after I pass 80.
Nice.
Love that.
Yeah. He also has the best take on Marvel's Eternals. Read his tweets about it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The best take. The only take you need is Kojima's.
What did he say?
A very level-headed, awesome, unique take. Where it's like, oh, awesome.
That's what people tune into the Easy Allies podcast for. Level-headed, unique takes. And now, a word from our sponsors. The camera's already on me. Did you know? Could you tell?
I had a feeling.
Hi, what's up? Let's talk about sponsors. If you dread looking at your credit card statements, you're not alone. The weight of debt can be crippling, but Upstart can help you on your path to financial freedom. Upstart is the fast and easy way to pay off your debt with a personal loan all online. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high-interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Rather than looking at a credit score alone, Upstart considers other factors like your income, current employment, and credit history to find out a smarter rate for your loan. You can check out your rate without impacting your credit score in minutes. And I've not gotten a loan from them. I do not require a loan, but I have checked this out. I have checked my credit score and the score on their website. It happens super fast. So it's the one that's as far as I have gone with Upstart, but I greatly enjoyed using their service. You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in minutes for loans between $1,000 to $50,000. You can even receive funds as fast as 1 business day after accepting your loan. Find out how Upstart can lower your monthly payments today when you go to upstart.com/easyallies. That's upstart.com/easyallies. Don't forget to use our URL to let them know that we sent you. Loan amounts will be determined based on your credit, income, and certain other information provided in your loan application. Upstart.com/easyallies. Good health starts with good habits. Quip makes it easy by delivering all the oral care essentials you need to care for your mouth. The Quip electric toothbrush is loved by over 7 million mouths and has timed sonic vibrations with 30-second pulses to guide a dentist-recommended 2-minute clean. A lightweight and sleek design for adults and kids with no wires or bulky charger to weigh you down. A multi-use travel cover that doubles as a mirror mount for less clutter. Reusable handles in a range of sleek metal hues, including best-selling all black and all pink, as well as bright plastic colors, sure to make a pop in your bathroom counter. Oh, there it is. Just hiding from you the whole time. You didn't know it wasn't a pen. It wasn't. It's this wonderful Quip toothbrush. Look at that. You want to sell. There's the hum. There it is. I talked about previously the app that comes with this that tracks your, when you brush, how much you brush, how well you brush. Shout out to the Quip company for a toothpaste that has rocked the Troop Jones household. Like, this is one. It is. There's like a sweetness to it. It's fascinating. It's really not. It's a really nice gentle mint. I really dig it. And I was prepared to say so many nice things about Quip, and I was just not. Amanda was like, "This toothpaste is really good." I'm like, "I know we're gonna run out of it. I gotta get more from Quip." On top of your brushing, you can upgrade your Quip with a smart new motor to track and improve your brushing with the free Quip app, which is so much fun. Earn amazing rewards like free refills, products, Target gift cards, and more. Go to getquip.com/allies to get your first refill for free. That is your first refill free at getquip.com/allies. That is GETQUIP, quip.com/allies. Quip, the good habits company.
Sounds like an insult. Get Quip.
Get Quip. Get Quip. I love it. I was just out the door and I was like, can't forget my toothbrush. Quip. Quip. You smell that? Thanksgiving's coming. Best part, that it can show up at your door when you order it with Postmates. With Postmates, you get all your favorite foods from local restaurants in your neighborhood delivered. No leaving the house. And even better, no getting in the car or finding a parking spot. I am not traveling for Thanksgiving. Some of the allies are. I will be staying at home. And while, the family, they loves to prepare the meals. If it was just me by my lonesome, Postmates and I would be getting along. Postmates isn't all just burritos and sushi. You can order things like toothpaste and phone chargers on demand too. That's because places like Walgreens and 7-Eleven are also on Postmates. My favorite part, when the app lets me know that my food or items have been delivered, everything is right outside the door. Never gets old. Just download. Sophie loves it. Loves it when people come by and drop stuff off. Big fan. Making friends. Just download Postmates on iOS or Android, find your favorite foods, or that one thing you forgot to get from the store and get it delivered on demand. For a limited time, Postmates is giving our listeners a little something. New customers will get 50% off your first 5 orders of $50 or more when you use code EASYALLIES, all caps, all one word. That's code EASYALLIES to get 50% off your first 5 orders of $50 or more. Max savings of $100 per order. Just download the Postmates app or sign up online. It's super easy. Offer is subject to change, taxes, and fees apply. Offer is valid for 30 days after you add the promo code to your account. Get 50% off your first 5 orders, $50 or more when you download the Postmates app and use code EASYALLIES. And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. Sony patented cover for electronic device.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
Electronic device.
You know what this could possibly mean?
Yes.
That we could finally get some new covers for that PlayStation.
Faceplate or
How much
whatever.
do you want faceplates for your PlayStation 5? How much are those big white collars bugging you?
If it's easy to just swap, why not? I like black systems. They kind of just blend in better to my living room. So
you would purchase this? You would go
depends on the
online.
price, depends on the quality. If it's cheap looking, maybe not, or it depends on the material. There's a lot of factors.
What if one of them has Sora on it?
Ups the chances considerably.
Okay. Same.
Absolutely.
Same.
Official though? This is the
officially-
Square Enix Kingdom
If it's
Hearts
officially
PlayStation 5.
licensed, yeah, that's like a high
I
percentage.
would get
to
up
buy.
early to pre-order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's excited about these? Plenty of third-party manufacturers would
Yeah.
love to make faceplates. And since, feels like more, but it has only been, a year or so since we got that PlayStation 5. And a lot of people have stepped up, some even like daring Sony, some even like doing marketing campaigns where they're like, somebody's got to do this. And Sony's like, no one will do it. What's the play here? Is Sony going to make a big thing about plates and that's going to be some fun announcement? Or do they just really hate the idea of us customizing our PlayStation 5s? What's going on?
I mean, are they waiting years to do it when they announce a new version of the PS5 and it's like, yo, PS5 Pro or Slim or new SKU number, and now with new colors and faceplates, you blow it out? I don't know. I'm more worried about like the internal stuff. Like we still don't have folders. It's been a year, just like little quality of life. Things.
We're talking about
like,
cosmetics here, Hubert.
Yeah,
We're talking no functionality.
I mean, they added the controllers already, so I think, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
I mean, Game Awards coming up. Could be there. Could be
Maybe they see there's a
PlayStation.
market and they're like, we should get in on that.
Yeah. Maybe they're waiting, you kick off 2022 with that because it's just the marketing machine. You get the headlines, Sony's doing something. Like, let's
Sure.
see what's
up. So is that why you wait? That's one thing that I've never understood. We have a black controller and a red controller that are both sexy as hell. I mean, I'm nothing against these two
Very
controllers.
nice.
For PlayStation 5. Specifically just talking about Sony right now. But, like, I've never understood the, like, we have a color, and then, like, maybe in a year you'll get more colors. Like, just release a bunch of colors.
Yeah.
Imagine if, like, cars did this. Yeah. Imagine if you wanted to go back a
it's
Honda
like-
Accord, and it was, like, gray. That's it. They
all you
might do
get.
pink next year. You're like,
Well, with Xbox, you can make your own controller. You can design it.
Yeah.
hell yeah. Which they're still doing for Series X.
Yes.
They just
believe
haven't
so.
talked about it that much. I remember them. Blood was super excited.
Blood
bought a
got
couple.
one.
And Isla's Xbox is beautiful.
So what's going on?
my
there?
God.
Great. Yeah.
So what's going on there? Like Microsoft's a little more open to do this. Why? What's the gain from
Special
Sony just
editions?
straight up not doing it?
Who
Like you said,
benefits?
headlines
Yeah.
or
Who benefits, honestly,
Yeah.
from them not doing it? I don't know.
Someone else benefits, not them.
Are they just all in resources on just getting these
Yes.
PS5s out and it's
Yes.
just easier worrying about one
Thing for
color,
now.
one thing, you just get it out, you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about all these different
Yeah,
parts.
probably for now.
Because if it's different colors and parts, you gotta like match them or ship
If
different
one
things.
game's gonna change it, it's gonna be God of War. Something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think they're struggling just to get them out the door
Yeah,
right now.
it's just strange. I just want. It
is.
just seems like money that they're not
yeah.
making, and so they're trying to maybe create some like scarcity by like people super wanting it. And I understand, which is why it cracks me up if like Cars did this, because it's like you're not buying a PlayStation 5 every month. Like this is some like maybe later.
Yeah.
Okay, like your second Switch, you're like I might get another color. So like having a ton of colors right out of the gate maybe doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Isla, you like colors.
Sometimes.
Does this bug
deep,
you?
rich colors.
Do you ever want to like get something in another color, or has there ever been tech that you're like it's so boring, like it's just not? It's always third-party people that come in and make stuff look better.
Yeah, I don't like third-party like covers and stuff. I like official stuff.
Yeah.
Typically, once I have a thing, I guess I just stop caring what it looks like most of the time. So
Kinda same,
I wouldn't buy. I'm not in the market for this. I have no interest in this. My PlayStation is fine. It's ugly. It sits behind my TV. It doesn't matter.
It sits behind my TV. I love like coming into the room and it's been like asleep for like 4 days. I'm like, oh, sorry, PlayStation. Didn't notice you turned on there. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean I guess mine is sitting in a Reformation bag on Sophia's floor because there aren't any games on it. So like whatever.
Gotcha. This is interesting. It's Sony related. Has nothing to do with the patents. But it was just like I think this because we're talking about Sony and physical things that Sony could sell. I didn't know this. Global sales data reported last month retail games almost always outsell digital games for PlayStation.
I saw that. Yeah.
In 2021, retail destroys digital.
Yeah. My friend sent me a headline that says PS5 owners prefer physical to digital, and it shocked me.
In December of 2020, 5 retail games were sold for every 2 digital games.
That's wild.
That's wild. Yeah,
And this is a firm in the UK reporting this, but they say it's global.
I don't know, but I contribute it all to gifts and family. I'm gonna buy this for so and so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy this for my nephew. I'm
Well,
gonna buy this for my daughter. Like
If you have access to physical, you have so many more options
Yes.
when to buy a game and
Brad,
prices.
Brad can let me borrow Tales of
Yeah,
Arise.
right.
But it's like, hey, this game's on sale at this certain store, and if you have digital, it's like you're at the mercy of like PSN or somewhere where you can get a digital code or something.
Or it just wasn't. I wasn't gifting a lot of games when I was like super young, but I can imagine like 12-year-olds being like, "All right, I'm gonna buy you
this
game.
Yeah.
You buy me this
Swap
game, and then we
around.
swap discs
Oh,
later."
yeah.
Like,
yeah, big time.
Totally. That's got to be one of the main contributors.
I mean,
to
that's
that.
I buy games physical so Mike can borrow them too.
Yeah.
A lot of times.
what was it? Tales from Arise? You have physical?
Yeah,
And I was like,
and
I might
Metroid,
check that
and
out. And you
Metroid.
like threatened me with it. You're like, I got physical. Shit.
Yeah,
Physical.
I got
getting all
Metroid.
physical.
I got
Yeah.
Metroid for him physical.
My Animal Crossing still physical.
Mine
Still
too.
It's been sitting in that Switch, melting all year. 10.14 million retail PS5 games were sold from launch to August. 7.5 digital sold in the same time. So 3 mil more during just like the run of since launch to August, which basically just reiterates what I said earlier. But the highest months of digital sales recently couldn't top the lowest months of physical. It's just nuts. Just when we get into NPDs and stuff, like I'm always like, it's too bad digital's in here because that would just move the needle so much. And for something like Nintendo, like of course, but
Well, I think
Yeah,
for Microsoft, digital probably moves a lot. Maybe if they buy games, I don't know.
Game Pass.
They've been kind of trained to not buy games a lot of times.
Yeah.
Now it seems like,
Incredible value.
yeah, just wait.
incredible. You know what you can get on Game Pass? That Forza Horizon
Incredible
5.
value?
Yeah,
Oh,
Forza Horizon 5. It's on the Game Pass.
Toho
game.
Luna Nights.
Biggest launch in Game Pass and Xbox history.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sadly, Daniel Bloodworth is not with us this evening. I was looking forward for Blood. I know how much he loves that game. He just is never excited to talk about it. Whenever I bring it forward, he's like,
He's always tweeting about
what?
it. He's tweeting about it all the time.
Look at this Forza car I got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him on the podcast. And
Slacking,
just,
tweeting. He's
Yeah.
always talking about it
He's
behind
talking
the
about
scenes.
Forza a lot.
Yeah. I brought up, I was like, how do you, today, I was like, how do you like group up with friends? Like, it seems kind of confusing because I've only played like an hour. And he goes, you're playing? Yo, I need you for arcade mode.
I know.
I was like, oh, okay. Let's go.
All you gotta do.
He's been messaging me things that I like only half understand about Forza.
I think that
for
happens
weeks.
to everybody.
Yeah, he's
You get
just
blood
like,
messages
yeah,
you
you
don't-
should put in this code for the event mode and do this Jurassic Park thing. I'm like, there's an event mode where you can use
Yeah.
codes. Okay.
Yeah.
I say it.
Have you not done the Jurassic Park content?
He showed it.
The fan stuff?
He kept me and Don here late
pretty
the other
great.
day showing it to
Dodging
us.
and
I
weaving
loved
trees in the
it.
jungle, like red smoke, and like T-Rexes poking their heads out of like trees and stuff.
It's pretty
fun.
cool.
It's pretty funny.
I say it often, but I don't think I've ever wanted to play a game so badly in IMAX. I honestly think Forza Horizon 5 could be an IMAX showpiece.
It's the prettiest game I've played.
It's so
all year,
loud.
hands
It's
down,
you
yeah.
feel the rush just like driving through things. It's so just a big loud spectacle. My goodness.
Brad, why was Forza Horizon 5 the top the biggest launch in Game Pass history, Xbox history?
Well, they've
Not
been building
Gears,
up a
not-
lot of goodwill over many, many, many years, and it's Game Pass. And frankly, this is a super accessible game that like anyone can hop into and play.
Yeah.
It's appealing to everybody.
Truly.
You know, your grandma could play it,
Sure.
and your young child could play it.
Just compared to Horizon 4, I wonder, or kind
The
of
rise of Game Pass,
or like in the sense of
honestly.
Yakuza, it's just like every game is just
Yeah.
bigger
Getting
and
bigger,
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 you know,
bigger.
So
Yeah. And just
this
look
is
at
finally the time.
Look at the Game Pass subscribers now versus a
Then-
year ago.
yeah,
it's
and
probably so
Game Pass is
many
like
more.
hitting a stride finally.
Yeah.
10% of that 10 million people playing were already playing it in early access in PC and Xbox before November 9th. So it's like they knew what was coming.
Yeah.
But and I wonder if the 10 mil is like in line with Microsoft's expectations or what, or
Probably
if they're like
exceeded it
kinda
now.
shocked. So what do you do?
What do you mean?
It's the bummer about this announcement is because like I immediately start, I hear Spider-Man gets bonkers sales or I hear Insomnia, it's like Ratchet or something and you're like, okay, now the next one's going to be really exciting. Whereas like, I don't know if they're probably just going to make Forza Horizon 6
Oh,
and Playground's
yeah.
just going to do what
Yeah, yeah.
Playground does. Like,
Yep.
I don't know how much this changes for Xbox.
I mean,
I'm super proud of them, but
yeah.
I mean, their shareholders are definitely pleased.
probably
Game
yeah.
Pass continues to,
Well,
this gives more ammo to Game
Yes,
Pass.
Game Pass. Okay, Game Pass is a great value. We talk about this. The joke. Yes,
Incredible value.
I wonder
Such a good
what
value.
the profit is with Game Pass. so
Always.
I'm so curious about that because they never, as far as I'm aware, they don't really talk about how much they're making a lot of money. It's sustaining. They're sustaining the service.
The only thing I know is that it's different deals per.
Yes, so it's like probably super hard to tell. I'm just
Yeah.
really curious about that kind of stuff.
Same.
is Horizon 5 a win for Game Pass or is Game Pass a win for Horizon
It's
5?
both.
Yeah,
It's
both.
both.
Which more, it's like, that's the thing. Is it something where it's like, oh, Horizon 5's on Game Pass?
I think
well,
it's
I gotta
a
get
win.
Game Pass.
I think it's a win
or
for
it's
Game
just
Pass.
Everyone knows Game Pass. Like, well, why am I not?
I think it's a win for Game Pass.
Why don't I just jump
because
in?
Forza's been a popular franchise before,
Totally.
but it's just like, here's an extra bonus on this
Yeah.
thing now.
This feels different, but it's probably just selfishly because I haven't. This is my first Horizon ever, and this is always something I've wanted
and
to
it's
check
like,
out.
we're still in the first year of these new consoles,
Yeah.
so everyone's still super jazzed
Yeah.
about all this.
I think Game Pass helps alleviate that fear or hesitancy to go all in on a genre maybe you're not that into. Like, it's still a driving game. Like, not everyone plays driving
Yeah,
games.
buying it.
Buying a full price driving game, sometimes that's a hard sell for people.
Yeah.
So just this being there, readily available.
I saw that it did well
No
on Steam,
barrier.
though, too. So, like, I think it just came out at a really good time.
The reviews
Also,
help. Like,
Yeah.
great reviews.
I feel like IGN gave
great
it a 10.
time to come out. Yeah. I don't. Maybe. I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
it got a 10
Bloodworth
from one of the
didn't give it a
bigs.
10 though.
Yeah, one of the bigs gave it a 10. And, like, any time a game gets a 10, it's going to be hyped as hell.
FIFA is the only sports game nominated for sports racing at the Game Awards. I love that.
Gotta feel it.
FIFA, Hot Wheels, Riders, Forza.
Dude, Hot Wheels is sweet.
Racing's a good year. Good year for racing games. People are pondering if Halo Infinite's gonna beat it. If Halo Infinite's gonna
Oh, the launch of
just knock number 2.
it?
They sneak ahead.
The split. It's interesting because Halo's like half the game's like out already.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I guess it'll be pretty big. I
I
can't
mean, if
think
you
of
have
anything
campaign
else.
and campaign brings a ton of multiplayer content
Yeah.
along with it, and so like both modes are just
I don't know if it will.
I
But
saw some of the rewards you could make that were people were like,
whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what Halo's multiplayer numbers are currently right now, but it did well at some point. But
yeah, that's interesting.
yeah,
That'll be fun to watch because
Yeah.
it's like, people care way more about the Halo campaigns in Call of Duty, but like you have the Call of Duty fans who just play multiplayer, not the campaign. So I wonder.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's
like a
gonna
lot of
happen
people
there.
aren't going to play that campaign. They don't care.
Yeah.
And it's tough because a lot of the Xbox records that we hear about are always Xbox competing with itself.
Yeah,
Whereas like, most money and most consoles sold are always Nintendo and Sony slapping each other. And so I love we're getting near the end of the year and 343 and Playground are kicking ass.
Yeah.
It's it feels like Insomniac working on Spider-Man, it feels like Naughty Dog working on Uncharted. Like it feels like it's those vibes that I feel
so
like
right. You're so
Xbox
right.
fans just haven't gotten to like that victory
You are
lap where they're like,
so
yes.
this has
like-
been the best holiday they've had in a long
Yeah.
time, and could arguably argued their best holiday ever.
Halo campaign needs to be good.
Yeah,
Finish the fight. Finish strong.
Yeah.
Like if that campaign comes out and everyone is just like, "Yep, it's great." That's the exclamation point.
that's what that series needs, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Especially-
awesome.
Especially because that part of it is tied to Game Pass, so it's just like more infusion to that.
But I'm hearing a lot of people when they're speculating the campaign are like, and I felt this from watching the latest video that just came out. This reminded me of Combat Evolved, where it's like there's so many instances where I'm like coming up a hill, being like, I don't know what the hell is over there. I'm not gonna find out until I just drive into that camp.
Yeah.
Grenades are start flying at me, and then 20 minutes later they're all dead, and I move on to the next thing.
Yeah, you're pumped.
Yeah.
Outposts, Jones.
Shout out.
You're pumped.
Just that open world. What the hell is that thing? What is that? Just the lights up.
Yeah, dude.
Could be really cool. Could be really cool. We'll see. Lots to play. Bloodworth is also missing this because Blood posted this in chat because he and I love to mock the Amico, which has had a bunch of issues. Shout out to Sam Makovich, who's the tech culture editor from Ars Technica. Have bumped into Sam on several occasions at review events and for Judges Week for E3. And Sam just has it out for the Amico, and I love it. Sam and Tommy Tallarico have gotten in several scuffles. And I just wanted to point this out because it's like I don't know if it should be on our top 10 turkey list, but it's pretty funny. They had a new trailer that just came out, and in that one of their launch games is called Battle Tanks, that just completely used assets from an ad for War Thunder from Gaijin Entertainment from 2018. That video is unlisted now. Really wanted to go watch it, couldn't. The game's performance in the video was like struggling to hit 30 FPS. The video showed somebody sliding.
It's not the N64 battle
I
tanks,
know.
right?
I was like, is this a successor?
No, this is the Intellivision Amico. This is a new console coming out maybe next year that has just had so many like
Maybe
development
Battle
woes.
64 was based off that.
And there's just a lot of misinformation going on at the company.
Got
and they've
it.
just had this video that they've now delisted because they were stealing
Damn,
assets.
delisted.
There are reports that German game dev students are making some of the launch games for the Amico.
Whoa.
Students, cool.
Okay.
And it's funny because we talk about I was recently talking with Ben about like Mass Effect, how like the whole vibe around the Mass Effect franchise is like now different.
Yeah.
Like that they're
Legendary.
same with Halo. It's like okay, let's make amends, let's bring it back.
Yeah.
So you hear that with games and with companies, but it's like consoles that haven't launched yet. It's kind of rough in the comeback department.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be again. I wanted to bounce a lot of this stuff off Blood because he posted that, and this was a lot of this stuff coming from Twitter. So it's just Sam being like, "Anybody notice this weird video that is now unlisted?" And it's easy to pass because I'm sure Tommy Tallarico would love it if we weren't talking about this stuff, but way too funny not to have it completely miss the podcast.
Kind of a Stadia situation.
Also this week, some other funny things. A Famitsu interview with Masayoshi Yokoyama confirmed Ryu Ga Gotoku Studio is making Yakuza 8,
Yep.
which, probably could have put money on, but
Yeah.
was confirmed.
Avi.
Some players think that GTA 6 is teased by a random picture of a house in San
Here we go
Andreas
again.
Definitive
Here we go.
Edition.
Here we go
Here
again.
we
There's
go.
one house
Yeah.
in a picture that people are like, I've never seen that house before.
They're all conspiracy theories
only mean one thing.
until it's correct.
Right.
One of these has got to stick.
Bobby Kotick will consider quitting if he can't fix the company's culture, quote, with speed.
Yeah, right.
Nothing, it's anything worth doing. It's
He's
worth doing
going
faster.
for
Lego
Resign,
Star
dude.
Wars Castaways launched exclusively on Apple Arcade. Did you see this?
No.
This is great. You're like
Castaways?
Yeah, like you're stranded on some planet, and so you have to like create your own character, your own Star Wars character.
Is it like
with
a
classes,
survival game?
And then you like leave the planet to go do missions on other planets and stuff. And it's
Destiny
like,
Island?
I mean, as survival as Lego can get. Like,
Yeah.
But it's on Apple Arcade right now, just out of
Okay.
nowhere. A leaked video suggests RE4 VR is getting free Mercenaries DLC in
Yes.
2022.
Cool.
Bring
Get
it.
separate
I was
ways in there, too.
more than happy with what I got
Yep.
from that game, but if they bring that, shucks, I'll have to go back and play it. Marty O'Donnell released a very strange video that was court-ordered where he's telling people to destroy,
Yeah.
quote,
Yeah.
destroy the music that he, like, I don't know if I use the word illegally, but basically he should have been saying, look at this Destiny music that I did because they weren't paying him to do it. He wasn't under contract. And so now he's like making amends, but he had to make this super strange video. I don't know if they specifically said destroy or if that was like the salt he sprinkled on it.
What is the deal with music rights? Like,
Savage, dude.
settle
Yeah.
down.
I know.
Let us just listen to the music. It's like, it feels like a response to Napster, and it's like, it's 2021 now. Lighten up.
I think it literally still is.
Yeah. Like they're feeling the effects of Napster still, and they're just unhinged.
Nintendo of America said that the Blizzard Activision reports are, quote, distressing and disturbing. Specifically, Bowser came out. So that's a hat trick. Well done, Kotick. You got all three big guys to say you're problematic. Earthrealm Jim's getting an animated series. It's called Beyond the Groovy. Doug Tennaple is not involved. The original problematic creator of Earthrealm Jim. They specifically, their PR was like, no.
Not involved.
Not
Yeah,
involved.
Dude,
that's the first question.
So
Yeah.
weird that Earthrealm Jim is like still alive, kind of.
Still around, yeah.
What the hell?
Got a
Just
crazy
this-
new cast
yeah.
members and stuff. Just going on an adventure.
This
Can't wait.
nostalgic era we live in, just trying to.
It's a bit much.
Capitalize.
If we're reaching back to
Yeah.
Earthworm Jim, like,
Yeah.
I think I got a soft spot. I think there's interesting things you can do with that. I'm not.
Sure,
I will
sure, sure.
probably not notice when that launches. I'll be like, oh, did that come out this
Hope
week?
the
But
best.
Curious. As I mentioned, Spider-Man has no story missions in Marvel's Avengers. Just new character.
Right. Yeah.
Unless you got an Xbox. Star Citizen has now raised $400 million. Shout out to robertsspaceindustries.com/funding-goals. Fun website to go to. It just ticks up. Almost like it's tough because like
Can you watch it? Can you watch it in real time?
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of people. It's like smoking decks, Like I've talked to a lot of people that love Star Citizen. I've heard from a lot of people that are really frustrated at the company. This page does not do it any favors. You look at this and it's like, look how much money we've made. Like,
Dude,
I don't know.
crazy.
When you see that in the font, just ticking away.
Yeah.
When you see all those zeros,
Yeah.
I don't know. For a game
Ye-
that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, because like traditionally, they're so secretive, but we hear, and Reggie came out, he said, last gen games were 100 mil and now we're up to 200 mil budget. So if you look at maybe the context, like that game is way over budget and overdue, but like if a big, if God of War costs 200 million plus to make, 400 million actually doesn't seem like that ridiculous.
I can imagine from what I've seen of Star Citizen that game costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
But once you get up to that number, it's like, who knows?
Yeah, what the hell?
Who knows anything about spending $400 million?
Yeah.
Arcane has been officially renewed by Netflix for a second season.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Are you caught up, Isla?
I've got 3 left.
Nice.
I haven't finished it yet.
And you're loving it.
I've been enjoying it a lot, yeah.
Nice. I never
it's
in
not
my
perfect.
I never in my life thought I would want to do anything League of Legends,
Yeah.
and everyone saying how good this is makes me really want to watch it.
It's a fun way to experience the world without having to play the games. And all you have to do is put up with some terrible, like, Imagine Dragons crotch rock every so often.
Oh, no. Okay.
Boy, I bet Blizzard sure is kicking themselves in the pants because they could have done this
Oh my God.
in their peak.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like Overwatch or
Well, that's the thing.
Warcraft.
You see one of the
Except
World
we
of
got a live
Warcraft.
action movie.
what is it called? What's the expansion? The Afterlife.
Shadowlands?
They had some trailer that was like, whoa, I'm way into the story now, or like a short film series or something.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
those. They've been doing those for a while.
Yeah, they got me more into it than any like gameplay trailer they had.
And like their cinematics are so great, Whoops.
Whoops.
This is an interesting position for a game to be in. Jurassic World Evolution 2 got a slow start. They have lowered the financial forecasts for the game, but they are still expecting it to be the first game's first-year sales because the movie's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, what a weird place for a game. Like,
Silver
why not
lining.
launch it when the movie comes out? It's strange. Like, it's like kind of inspired by what's going on, but
Gotta get those holiday
Events,
sales.
Yeah,
and
holiday.
stuff.
You get the holiday sales, then you get the back around with
yeah,
the events.
events,
Oh,
yeah.
tying to the movie. This new dino in the movie now coming to the game.
Dude, you know what delay makes a lot of sense now? After all this GTA stuff, when I think about Life is Strange getting delayed, the remaster, it's like, oh yeah, I'm sure they were like, just get that away from True Colors. Just get any of the people looking at different screens and being like, her voice is weird or this background's weird.
Yeah.
They were like,
Clear
they
the
just don't want
deck.
to deal with it.
Yeah, they were way too close before.
Yeah.
Hitman 3 is getting, quote, new maps, storylines, modes, and ways to play in
Very
2022.
Such a win.
Every 2 months, IO just shows up and they're like, we're doing great. Cool.
Such a
Keep
win.
hearing good news.
Yeah, great.
Perfect.
Good for
And Harmonix is joining Epic Games. That happened today. That they announced that.
to like work on Fortnite stuff.
Yeah, they're joining the Epic Games family. Yeah, to do.
They were talking about like music stuff in Fortnite or something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, how much music stuff comes to Fortnite?
Like,
how
be
many
realistic.
concerts and
If you're getting bought by Epic, you're doing something with Fortnite at some point.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, licensed music gets so weird in there, so this would be a nice workaround
Yeah, that
of
could be
that.
something.
All this music will be license free probably,
Yeah.
so you don't have to worry
Yeah, we'll see.
about that
Because
because
that's
that's
crazy music event or something. I don't know.
wild.
Playing a music and rhythm game to a song that just launched from an artist in the Fortnite event you're in. Like, just be, I've never heard this song before. Ah!
Yeah.
We'll see. Could be fun. But shout out to Harmonix. Let's play a game. From Logan Taz. Hey, allies. I have a game for you. Everyone loves countdowns. So it's time we look back at ones from the days of GT.
Oh.
And see if you can remember and figure out what was chosen for the top spots. We're only doing fives, top
Okay.
fives. I have the top 5 of 10 different countdowns listed with their original air date for context. Given the number 5s and 4 slots, can you guess what the top 3 were? Any order will do. Love and respect, Logan Taz. From March 5th, 2007, top 10 franchises. Number 5, Metal Gear. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto.
Mario.
I wonder
and
who
Zelda.
fought for that.
Mario and Zelda.
Mario, Zelda,
Are two of those.
and Final Fantasy.
And Final
Resident
Fantasy.
Evil?
Yep.
Ding.
Yep.
Zelda 3, Final Fantasy 2, and Mario
Yep.
numero uno.
Boom.
Easy.
Easy.
The top 10 scariest games from October 27th, 2006.
Ooh.
This was Ryan Stevens and I huddled at a desk doing this as fast as we possibly could. This is one of the first countdowns we ever did.
Was PT out by now?
No,
No.
dude. 2006?
Oh, I thought you said 16.
This is wild.
2006.
Number 5, The Suffering, the original.
Cool.
Number 4, Aliens vs. Predator for the Jaguar. You're damn right.
Resident Evil Remake.
Number 3.
Yep. Silent Hill 2.
It should be. It was. We went with 1 because
Okay.
we thought 1 looked a little just more unsettling for us.
Sure,
And,
sure.
and I hadn't finished 2, so I couldn't
Eternal
speak to it.
Darkness.
It was on that list for sure, but it was not.
Okay.
Not top 3. We had a new one of these this year.
Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame 2.
Nice.
Ryan
Number
loves
2.
Fatal Frame.
Nice.
Wow.
Loves Fatal Frame.
We had a new remaster of Fatal Frame.
Top 10 necessary sequels from April 23rd, 2010, 11 years ago. Necessary sequels.
Sequels.
What a weird title.
Man,
Yeah.
we had to pump these out.
Necessary sequels.
Number
What
5,
the-
the sequel to Star Fox 64. Number 4, a sequel to Kid Icarus, which we did get.
Oh,
on
this
the-
is sequels
Oh, we
we want.
want.
That
Yeah.
we need.
Yeah, necessaries that we
The
need.
Evil Within 2. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
2010. This game.
I mean, there's no way you're getting these. You might get number 1, though. What's number 1, Huber? Come on. 2010. Necessary sequels.
Red Dead Redemption.
No,
GTA
I'm looking
6?
at you for sequels. What sequel did you flip out about more than
Shenmue,
any other
Shenmue,
sequel? Okay, so that's number
Shenmue,
1.
Shenmue.
Number 3,
Shenmue.
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
What?
What?
Which I would be,
What?
I of course want a sequel to that, but number 3, I
What?
don't know. Number 2, Panzer Dragoon Saga, which I think is,
Oh,
I don't know about number 2, but legit,
Yeah,
that should definitely
yeah,
be on that list.
cool.
I feel
Shenmue
okay
number
about
1.
that.
Yeah, nice.
Top 10 hardest games from August 12th, 2008. Number 5, Ikaruga.
That's all before
Dark
Demon
Souls.
Souls. It's before Demon Souls.
Shit.
Ikaruga, you ever play it?
Yeah.
You know?
Hell
Yeah.
yeah, Ikaruga's sick.
Number 4, F-Zero GX.
Oh, yeah.
Top 10 hardest games. So it's 3, 2, and 1. 3 and 2 are the series.
Ninja Gaiden.
Yep. Number 3.
Nice. God, that game's hard as shit. Ghosts and Goblins.
Number 2. Ben had to play this because he lost a bet.
Not PT. This is
I don't
2008.
remember what game. Then.
He had to play the hover bike sequence in this game.
Oh,
Battletoads?
Oh,
Wow.
Battletoads.
Top 10 best weapons from June 2006.
Before our time.
Number 5, the energy sword from Halo. Number 4, the ice beam from Metroid.
Master Sword probably on there.
It's on the list. Did not
Not
take
fire
the top 3.
flower.
The
I
gravity
think it's
gun.
a power up.
Okay.
Gravity gun.
Number 1.
Yes.
Oh,
Gravity gun.
nice.
Number 2's like it should be a power up. It's the red shell.
Yeah.
Number 3 though, iconic weapons. I thought think about names. This was
The Lancer.
A
Blades
video
of
game
Chaos?
invented this gun.
Crowbar.
Not
The
Lancer?
BFG.
The BFG.
Oh, the
Yeah,
BFG for sure.
Top 10 comic book games from August 13th, 2007.
Wow.
Oh God.
X-Men Origins Wolverine. Is that out yet?
Hulk Ultimate Destruction's number 5.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2's number 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
X-Men Arcade.
X-Men Origins Wolverine's gotta be here if it's out yet. I don't know if it's out yet.
I don't think it is. No.
Okay.
I can't believe number 3 beat Spider-Man 2. Number 3 is like a horror game that you don't necessarily remember as comic themed. They made
Infamous?
2 of them.
Infamous.
Horror shooter, 360 era. They made 1 and 2, and then that was it. Somebody brought it up actually.
The
and was like,
Darkness.
"What? Darkness, yeah.
Whoa.
The Darkness beats Spider-Man 2.
That's a little intense.
Game
2.
trailers. Yeah.
I wasn't there yet.
I enjoyed those games, but yeah, I don't know. It's a little high.
Number 1, probably the best arcade comic book game.
X-Men.
X-Men.
I said that one.
Yeah,
The
I
6.
said that. I got that for
And
sure.
number 2, probably the best comic book fighting game.
Comic Zone.
MVC2.
MVC2.
Yeah, MVC2.
Yeah.
Top 10 worst endings from October 31st, 2012. Number 5, Mass Effect 3.
2005. Okay.
Number 4, Fable 1 and 2.
Kane and Lynch 2.
No,
Resistance
Or
3.
I don't know if we made it that far.
Okay.
I don't know if Resistance 3 come out yet now.
Damn it. It's a good one. Good one, Brad.
Yeah, number 1's not a story thing. It's like a gameplay thing. The game makes you go back.
Ghosts and
Xenogears?
Goblins.
Play it again. Ghosts and Goblins, yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Um,
Xenogears?
2 is tough. 2's KOTOR 2.
Divisive. Oh, Mass Effect 3.
This is number 5.
Oh,
and then Fable
yeah,
1 and
shit,
2.
shit.
MGS 2 and number 3.
What?
Ooh, whoa. Okay.
I like the ending
divisive.
of 2.
So
Especially
divisive.
at the
I get
time,
that. I get
earlier
that at
on.
the time. I get that at the time.
This is fantastic. The top 10 most wanted Smash characters from July 12th,
Oh.
2013.
Let's see what we got. Let's go.
Number 6, Sora.
Yeah, dude.
Number 5, Captain N. Number 4, Chrono. And what's 3, 2, and 1?
Cloud's one.
2 and 1 are
I don't think
in
Cloud's
it.
out yet.
2 and 1 are in it.
Cloud?
No, not Cloud.
Oh.
So
Professor
Leia?
Layton is number 3.
Nice.
what?
Late.
Yo, that was prime Professor
Yeah,
Layton
okay,
time.
okay.
Yeah.
No. Number 2,
one
number
of the
1 are.
Belmonts, maybe.
Okay, I'm surprised. I must have gotten Belmont's on here somewhere, but who knows? Maybe they're 7, 8, 9. Number 2 is Bayonetta.
and number 1 is Dante.
Little Mac.
Little Mac.
Which just probably at the time was like, why isn't this one franchise represented?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then this is, don't even come out of this. Funny story. The top 10 best worst games of all time from November 17th, 2006 was produced by MTV. We had nothing to do with that. We gave them a list. They changed it. We were like, okay, cool.
God.
Great MTV.
So yeah, on their best list, number 5 was Tecmo Super Bowl. Number 4
Wait,
was...
this is the best worst games?
This is the best... There's 2 lists.
Yeah.
This is the best list.
Okay.
Tecmo Super Bowl number 5, Mario World and 64 tied for number 4.
What?
Hey, you can't do that.
You can't do that.
What's 3, 2, and 1? They're pretty good. These are definitely top 10 games.
Ocarina of Time.
Right.
What year is this?
You know that block game that guy likes?
Oh,
Blocks.
Minecraft?
Tetris.
Oh,
Number 2.
Tetris.
And Mario Kart.
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2.
3. The worst. Wand of Gamelon number 5. Shaq Fu number 4. What's the worst game
Glover.
of all time? No. Commercially the worst game of all time. If you were going to pick something.
Probably like some leisure.
Anthem.
Larry game?
Custer's Revenge, which was probably a Ryan Stevens joint.
That's a
number
very
3.
racist game.
E.T.
shit.
number 2 and
Oh.
Superman 64 number 1.
E.T. and
Superman
Superman
64.
Yeah.
It is now time for Love and
Fun.
Respect.
It was very fun.
Love and respect.
From Rahul Misal, I just bought Deathloop and I'm loving it, especially because it reminds me of the mechanics in Majora's Mask. In that
Funny you
spirit,
bring that
are there
up.
any unique game mechanics, such as time loops, that you'd love to see revisited? Love me some time loops. I just make everything open world, please. It works every time.
No, it doesn't.
Elden Ring.
Well, yeah, it's going to be
works.
amazing. Portals?
No.
Portals are good.
Lasers?
No.
Shotguns?
My mind went to like Murdered Soul Suspect. I don't know why.
Class systems we never get nearly enough.
Yeah, job
Job
systems.
systems. Job
Yeah.
systems.
Job systems are
Job
underutilized
systems
for
are,
no reason.
Yeah.
For no reason.
I love changing jobs.
Yeah.
A mechanic underutilized.
I feel like there's so many damn games doing it
Like
all.
mind jacking, like site jacking. Siren was onto something.
Yo, Syndicate last gen, that was a sick ass game. Loved it.
I saw there's some puzzle game that came out on iPad that's kind of like Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, where like I see one thing and you see something totally. We're both looking at the same puzzle, but you see like a whole different part of it.
Yeah.
And so
Oh,
we can
cool.
like deceive each other and whatever. Like it'd be neat if a shooter did
Yeah.
that, you know, whereas like we're all kind of in different dimensions fighting the same thing.
I've got it. It's the best move of all time in all of video games. It should be in every video game ever made. Makiri counter.
Okay.
Nothing better.
Carry counter
The
the game.
single best video game
counter.
mechanic ever. Obsession.
What was the counter beat 'em up? It was all defense. I remember that
Way
from
of
like
the
a
passive fist.
yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff. Thank you, Rahul. For Brandon K. Gann, as I'm typing this, I'm watching Kinda Funny's Blessing and Janet are going through a bracket of who is the best and most iconic PlayStation character. So instead of asking for one, I thought I would turn the question to you and ask, what are as many iconic characters from the major 3 platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, that you can list? You don't have to limit yourself, so if you want, please list as many characters as you can think of that are pillars of gaming from the last 50 years.
So many. What?
Named
Exclusives? They have to just be on that console?
that makes things
like
very messy.
Yeah,
because
like Belmont, you know, Castlevania, like
Crash,
so iconic.
Kratos.
Crash, Kratos,
Drake,
Delson
Drake.
Rowe.
Delson Rowe.
Alan Wake was for a while.
That was for you.
Alan Wake was for a while, right?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Coming back around.
Master Chief.
Master Chief for sure.
Is it just obvious that
Mario.
like
Ratchet
Nintendo was
and
the most
Clank,
and then
Jack
maybe
and
Sony behind it
Daxter.
and then Xbox behind that?
Mario, Sonic.
Yeah.
I associate Ryu Hayabusa now with Xbox.
Yeah.
I associate Castlevania always with Nintendo.
But it's like a lot of like the PlayStation characters.
That's weird.
Think
I
about
associate Castlevania
are
with PlayStation.
associated with the specific generation of a console.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ratchet, Sly, and Jack were like
Yeah.
huge on
Yeah.
PS2. Those were mascots.
Yeah.
And only like Ratchet's alive pretty much now.
Totally.
Yeah. But that's what's it. Yeah, it's
And
interesting
like
that
Snake
Sony.
used to be like a mascot
Yeah,
for
of course.
PlayStation.
Cole McGrath. Infamous was everywhere.
Yeah, it was. It was
PS3
big. It
area.
was big.
Everywhere.
Joel.
Joel.
Joel and Ellie.
Joel and Ellie.
But they've
Well,
never
no,
had
and
that
Abby.
one Like Nintendo's Mario
Yeah.
and Xbox's Master Chief. Like they've never filled that role. Like they've always had other
They've
alternates
tried.
slipping in.
Yeah.
Gex.
Gex Crush, was one.
From Gustav Strombaum, I want to call attention to the best solution to color blindness I've seen so far in a game. Not seeing colors the same as everyone else can lead to weird situations in games, like not being able to tell enemies and squad mates apart in some of the Battlefield games, not seeing if an enemy has a void or arc shield in Destiny, or having a hard time seeing what rarity an item drop has in the Division. Usually the solution to this is just to put 3 different color blindness modes in, each representing a specific type of color blindness. But because I don't belong to any of those completely, it either looks horrible to me because they switch all the colors around, or I can't tell the difference between the colors on the color blindness mode either, which can be very annoying or even crucially debilitating depending on what game it is. But last week, someone finally did it. The dream solution has been realized. I started playing Battlefield 2042, and upon inspecting the accessibility options, I saw my holy grail. They have added the option to just let the player pick the enemy team squad color themselves.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I could barely believe it, but I tried it and it works. Never again will I purposely aim and shoot at a squad mate because I thought they were an enemy.
Awesome.
Have the Allies encountered similar situations, and do you expect other games to adopt BF 2042 solution? Will anyone even look at this feature, considering the game's current review standing on Steam?
I mean, yeah, I think games will get more, or just get better with that in general over time, as they have been recently.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's funny when you hear a solution like that, and it's like
So simple.
it's like so simple. It's like,
Right.
oh yeah, they've been overthinking this. Like just let
Yeah.
people do set it themselves. Of course.
Yeah, and I have been, very fortunate, as many of us have, with accessibility. But the only thing I can think of is when a game is just like, this is the control scheme, deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, why can't it? What?
Sure, the remap. Just
Like booting up
yeah,
Castlevania Advance was like, oh no. And then it was neat, like going into those settings, like,
Yeah,
oh, I can make it whatever.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm all for mapping buttons, whatever you want.
But some games don't,
Yeah.
going back and playing older games, and they're just like, them's
Yep.
the buttons.
Yeah.
But it's good to hear. And it's neat
Absolutely.
because that's not, I wonder, a little late to be nominated for accessibility this year for the Game
Yeah.
Awards. But like
Bummer.
usually hear about like Ubisoft and these big companies
Yeah.
making big initiatives.
Naughty Dog.
I think
it's
Far Cry
neat.
6 is nominated, I know, and I forget what else for accessibility.
It's neat to hear people, obviously this is unfortunate, but it's neat to hear like even companies that are making accessibility options, like I've slipped through the cracks of that, and it's tough to know. But so yeah, somebody's found a solution.
Cool.
That's cool.
Bring it in. Time for bets. Next week's bet. Can't help it. I love the Vanguard 2042 Infinite War. It's so much fun to see these 3
Always.
juggernauts because these are not small properties. Like these are I thought it was going to be so clear. I thought Battlefield was going to like do okay, and so would Halo, and Call of Duty was just going to dominate, and that's not what is potentially going to happen. This week's bet is about Battlefield 2042. Next week's bet, when we record the podcast at a normal time next week, I want to know what the viewer gap will be between Halo Infinite and Call of Duty Vanguard on Twitch. It was around 50,000. It was 85 to 35 roughly when we checked before the podcast. Should have gotten Blood's bet before he left.
Yep.
Regretting it now. Brad Ellis, what's your bet?
40,000.
40K.
Agent 47,000.
I like what's that bet?
42,000.
Oh no, we're also close.
42,
We're so
40,000.
close.
Sounds about right, Brad.
What'd
Let's
you
lock
say,
it in. Let's get
40K?
points for both teams, baby. Last week's bet, Battlefield 2042 fully launched last week. Some people have been playing that before
Kinda.
that, but is now out for everybody. Check out Huber's review. How many people are watching Battlefield 2042 right now?
Oh, God, I'm
when we
mad.
checked last week, it was 18,700 before the podcast. Brad Ellis bet 10K, Ben Moore bet 15K, Isla bet 26K, Daniel Bloodworth bet 11,111, and I bet 14,900.
Let's hear it.
And I'm
Uh-oh.
You're 3
refresh-
straight dogs.
and I'm
Yeah, you're 3
refresh-
straight.
Dude, it dipped. It was like up to 26 or
it's
something
dipping.
earlier,
It just takes one streamer though.
and it dipped again when I checked it before the podcast. 8.8 right now. The lowest being Brad Ellis
Yes.
getting that win. Bringing our scores too. Jovial Penguins 29.
My life's a lie. Someone's got to
Oh,
get
yeah.
stabbed.
Sorry, I forgot the sound effect.
Vociferous Beavers 22. Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. Patreon.com/easyallies is the place. You can go to Twitch, you can watch us streaming, you can go to YouTube, you can see our shows. If you go to Patreon, you get all of it. You get us prepping for shows. We just did the Q&A. The Q&A has an update to let you know people at the tier when the post is going to go up for you to receive questions, the post for questions, the post for the audio when it goes up after the fact. For a lot of our shows, those are based on Patreon tiers, and all the conversation before or after that stuff is being produced is all happening on Patreon. So it's a fun place for you to go just to learn about the Easy Allies. Of course, we appreciate even just $1 if you can commit it to the group, and we can use that to produce more content. But if you just want to go to patreon.com/Easy Allies to learn more about Easy Allies, it's a good idea. It's a good thing to do. We have a shout out tier at that patreon.com/Easy Allies. We have 4 people at that shout out tier that we're going to shout out right now. It's a big deal because it's the very, very top tier on patreon.com/Easy Allies. Shout out to Elfanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Caleb Togi Crawford, and Nick. Shout out. Brad Ellis.
Yee.
You won it. You get to promote any Easy Allies video you'd like to promote. You get the final word on anything you disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped into your head, and you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
Yeah, check out Mike's Battlefield review that went up real recently. He worked real hard on it. I know.
I cut it.
Yeah,
it was a fun cut. That was a fun cut. I felt bad having you criticize Battlefield and having a blast watching you play. Just literally like I finished the edit. And I'm like, I still got more clips. Well, yeah, should probably stop.
Yeah.
Fun game.
If you haven't played it yet, check out Death's Door this year. It's a charming little game. I really like this game. It's charming. It's cute. You should check it out. It's a good game. And until next time, be excellent to each other, everybody. Do a barrel roll, Luke. All right.
Fun for all into the future.
In the mountains of madness.
Becoming more like your father, Luke. In a bad way.